monument will be here at Wesley Bolin Memorial Park. The hope is it will not only honor Buffalo soldiers, but also educate the community on what they did for our state and country. For 17 years, Commander Fred Maribel and Deputy Commander Michelle London Maribel have dressed like Black Cavalry troops, known as Buffalo soldiers. They got their name because of their features: dark curly hair, dark colored eyes, and dark skin, which resembled a buffalo's coat. The Maribels have a shrine inside their home, dedicated not only to those fierce soldiers, but to the work they've done to keep their memories alive. In 2018, the Maribels worked with Arizona state lawmakers and passed 2 bills, giving them the go-ahead to start a monument east of the Capitol. Despite some financial struggles, they were able to raise more than $500,000 through donations.
The monument is 8 feet tall, 11 feet wide, and it's granite. It's double-sided with pictures. We are recognizing the 3 Buffalo soldiers was inducted into the Arizona Hall of Fame.
The couple are part of a larger organization, the Buffalo Soldiers of the Arizona Territory, which will also be part of the monument, recognizing their push to preserve history. Governor Katie Hobbs has signed off on the monument, and it's expected to be complete by the end of this year. Reporting in Phoenix, Alexis Dominguez for Arizona's Family.